YouTube? Hello to my Rumble users. This video is not meant for you guys, alright? Obviously, if you whether you came from my short videos or came from my primarily gaming channel here, we're going to be doing kind of a math problem to help another student, at least, another one of my classmates. This video is not meant for you guys. These videos kind of come out once in a blue moon, but I'm just using my editing skills to help someone, so you can watch this if you want. It's unrelated to any of my other gaming channel videos here, so without further ado, let's begin. For my one classmate out there, I know you're asking me, how do we solve a problem like this? How do we solve something like this? How do we convert this into vertex form? And that's a really good question. First of all, we must understand what f of x means. F of x practically means the function of x, or whatever the output is. Essentially speaking, f of x is just y. That is literally all it is. So what we're going to do here is that we're just going to make this simpler for ourselves. 3x squared minus 12x minus 96 is equal to f of x. Very simple, right? It's still the same thing. It's the same thing as saying that 3 equals 3, but putting it as 3 equals 3. It's like switching the numbers to the side. They're virtually identical to each other. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change f of x into y, because this is where the real work comes in. So 3x squared minus 12x minus 96 equals to y. Obviously, there's always going to be a 1 behind any lonely letter in math that has a number like this. So whether you put it as 1y or y, it's fine. It doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do next here is that I know it's going to get really confusing. I know some of you guys who are watching, and I know for my one classmate, you don't get this at all. Let's be super honest. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're not going to do anything related to exponents or multiplying just yet. What we have to do is that we have to make sure the number that's in front of x squared is divided, because we have to make sure that this number here is equal to 1x squared, not 3x squared, not 5x squared. It's equal to 1x squared. What we're going to do is divide this entire place of this by 3. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to divide all of this here. We now have x squared, or 1x squared, minus 4x minus 32 is equal to 1 over 3y. And the reason that I say this is that 1y comes in because we're just essentially putting this 1 over 3y. That's what we're going to do here. Alright? The reason that we divide by y is that we have to divide by the entire equation, not just this side. It has to be by both sides here. So that's why we put it as 1 over 3. But we're just going to put it as this for now. What we're going to do next is, it's very simple. This is where parts of PEMDAS comes in. What we're going to do is we're going to add 32 to both sides. So this is what we're going to do. X squared minus 4x is equal to 1 over 3y plus 32. I know now, this time, it's going to get a little confusing, but we're going to have to now apply b over 2 squared. And where do we apply to that number? Well, the number that we apply to b over 2 squared is this one. Because if you guys remember from the original quadratic equation, ax plus bx plus c, essentially what b over 2 squared is saying is that we have to find the number that's here, bx. And c is currently invisible right now, but we have to apply this number, which is this, and plug it into here. So negative 4 over 2 squared. So negative 4 over 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is equal to positive 4. So that's what we're going to plug in. So x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 1 over 3y plus 32 plus 4. What we're going to do next here is that this is already a perfect square trinomial. So we're going to darken this color a little bit. What we're going to do next here is square it. Make this into a perfect square binomial. What I mean by that is, what is equal to negative 4, but when we square it, it equals to positive 4. And that number right there is negative 2, because negative 2 plus negative 2 is equal to negative 4. But negative 2 squared is equal to positive 4. So this is what we're going to do. X minus 2 squared. We're going to color code this gray. This is equal to 1 over 3y plus 36, since 32 plus 4 is 36. What do we do next here? Essentially speaking, the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to move over the term. We'll move this, negative 36, and then we'll move this down to this side. And what we're going to do next is we have negative 36 x minus 2 squared is equal to 1 over 3y. What we're going to do is we're going to switch up the equation. We're going to put 1 over 3y is equal to x minus 2 squared minus 36. And now that our equation, we're almost finished, but we just need to find one more step. Our goal here is to find the reciprocal of y. What is the reciprocal of y that would cancel out this equation right here? That practically is 3 over 1. So we're going to plug that into this equation. Remember, whatever is in front of y, you always find the reciprocal for it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to simplify this 3 over 1. And then we have 1 over 3y is equal to 3, since that is already the number. And then x minus 2 squared minus 36. And then so I'll multiply that by 3 over 1. And the reason that I say that is we're not going to plug in 3 over 1 into this, but rather we're going to plug it into the outside, because it's according to math. We do not add anything from 3 over 1 into any of these in the parentheses. So after that, 1 over 3y and 3 over 1 just becomes 1y, or just y in this case. So we have y equals 3x minus 2 squared, negative 36 times 3 is equal to negative 108. So that's what we do. And that's it. Alright, that is it for this problem. Not that I'm being paid by my teacher to make this video. Oh no, that's a bunch of malarkey right there. Yeah, for real, I'm just doing this to actually help anyone who needs help generally from the audience. And definitely one of my friends. I know you guys need help. I'm doing this for you. I'm just leveraging my editing skills for that. So let's go ahead and double check. Y equals 3x minus 2 squared minus 108 if I was true. Yes. So this parabola here is pretty crazy since this one goes all the way down. So after that, let's ensure that they have the same x roots. So we have f of x equals 3x squared minus 12x minus 96. They are essentially the same parabola. They're just in different forms. 8, 0, negative 4, 0. They still have the same meeting points of 2, negative 108. I know the next question will be, how do we find x-intercepts? We'll answer that in a different video. First thing that I need to cover is how do we convert this now? How do we convert this into standard form? It's already in standard form, but how do we convert this into vertex form? What I'm going to say here is the same thing as we do with this one. Divide by 10 and do the same steps that I said as earlier. The reason I'm not going to do this problem now is that it's going to take way too much time. But what I need to use now is use this example. Y equals ax minus 2 squared minus 108. Let's say, chat, that we don't know what a equals. Let's say that we only got this equation from the graph. We already know that it's negative 2, negative 108, because whatever is in the x, it always becomes, in the parentheses, always becomes negative. How do we possibly find a? And that's a really good question. What I do right here is that, let's say we use points 8, 0. So we have points 8, 0. This means x and our y values. What do we do next? Now that h and k are already plugged in, our goal here is to plug in values, well, these values into this. So what we're going to do here is 0 equals a x, well, 8 minus 2 squared minus 108. And what we're going to do here next is simplify it, essentially speaking. Well, a minus 2 is equal to 6, but 6 squared is equal to 36. So we have 36, a 36 minus 108. This 0 is equal to, what we have to do now is we have to plug in this number right here, 36a minus 108, and then 0 is equal to. We have to make sure that 36a becomes lonely. So we have to put this right here. We have to add 108 to this side and add 108 to that side. What we do next now is, let's say, we add this, 108 equals 36a. Or let's make this simpler, 36a equals 108. Obviously, in this case, we divide. So 108 over 36 simply is 3. So a equals 3. What we do now is y equals 3x minus 2 squared minus 108, which is essentially the same thing that's as that. So, worthy, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously, I'll be doing another one of these sometime soon, but not too often, as I said. Alright, as a last example, let's say my parabola has a vertex of negative 5, 106. We plug it in, so y equals a x plus 5 squared minus 106. Since it already has negative 5, negative 106, whatever is in the parentheses has to be the opposite number. Let's say that you're doing this on a test, right? Let's say that you're doing this on paper and you have the graph, but it's asking you to convert it into vertex form. So the first thing that you would always do is you find the coordinates of the vertex. You reverse the x coordinate of that vertex when plugging it into the this equation right here, y equals ax minus h squared plus k. After you do that, look on the paper itself. Find any point that you think is a part of that graph. Alright, it cannot be decimals because you'd only get an approximate answer. Look for fixed points on the graph. Alright, and then plug it into these numbers. Like, let's say along this parabola here on paper, I saw the numbers that are part of the x-intercepts. Right? It's just not actual x-intercepts. It's just, for example, here. If the x-intercept was 3, 0, then I would plug in 0 and then 3 right here, because 3 is the x-intercept and 0 is a y-intercept, and then we'd solve. Alright, I know that's may not actually be the x roots, but I'm just showing it as an example here. After that, you solve as I just said earlier.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video here. I'm not going to be posting videos like these too often since it's going to detract away too much from the game that I'm playing right now. But other than that, I hope you guys still enjoyed this video anyway. I hope you learned some things. But other than that, this is it for this video. Alright, I hope to see you guys another time for gaming. Other than that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.